Now, we'll be talking about the loss of animal habitat from housing development and growing cities, small habitat losses. But today I want to begin talking about what happens when a habitat is reduced across a large area. There are, of course, animal species that require large areas of habitat, and some migrate over very long distances. So what's the impact of habitat loss on those animals, animals that need large areas of habitat? Well, I'll use a hummingbird as an example. Now you know a hummingbird is amazingly small, but even though it's really tiny, it migrates over very long distances. Travels up and down the western hemisphere, the Americas, but and falls between where it breeds in the summer and warmer climates where it spends the winter. So you would say that this whole area over which it migrates is its habitat because on this long distance journey it needs to come down to feed and sleep every so often, right? Well, the hummingbird beats its wings, get this, about 3,000 times per minute. So you think, wow, it must need a lot of energy, a lot of food, right? Well, it does. It drinks a lot of nectar from flowers and feeds on some insects. But it's energy efficient too, you can say, isn't it? I mean, as it flies all the way across Mexico, its user are none of its body part. But that doesn't mean it doesn't need to eat. The so hummingbirds they have to rely on plants and their natural habitat. It goes without saying, but well, the opposite is true as well. Plants depends on hummingbirds too. There are some flowers that can only be pollinated by the hummingbird without it stopping to feed and spread the pollen from flower to flower. These plants would cease to exist. What's the problem? Well, the natural habitat along these migration routes is developed by humans for housing or agriculture or cleared for raising cattle, for instance. There's less food available for migrating hummingbirds. Their nesting sites are affected too, the same by the same sorts of human activities. And all of these activities pose a real threat to the hummingbird population. So to help them survive, we need to preserve their habitats. And one of the concrete ways people have been doing this is by cleaning up polluted habitat area and then replanting native flowers that hummingbirds feed on. Promoting ecological tourism is another way to help save their habitat, as the number of visitors, ecotourists who come to hummingbird habitats to watch the birds. The more the number of visitors grows, the more local businesses profit. So ecological tourism can bring financial rewards, all the more reason to value these beautiful little creatures in their habitats, right? But to understand more about how to protect them to support their having come the best we can, we've got to learn more about their breeding nesting site and migration routes, and also about the natural habitats we find there. That should have prevent the decline in the population. A good research method, a good way to learn more is by running a bounding study. Bounding the birds allows to track them over the lifetime. It's been practiced for years. In fact, most of what we've known about hummingbirds comes from running studies, where we capture hummingbirds and make sure all the information about it, like its weight and their age and length, are all recorded and put into an international information database. And then we place an extremely lightweight band on one. Anyways, these birds are perfectly safe and humming were not any problems. That's labeled with a tracking number. and their phone number on the Bible for free to report a bandit that they found or recaptured. So when a bandit bird is recaptured and reported, we know about its migration routes, its growth, and how long it has been alive, its lifespan. When recaptured bird was banded almost 12 years earlier. She was one of the oldest hummingbirds on record. Another interesting thing we learned is that some hummingbirds they no longer use a certain route. They travel by a different route to reach their destination, and findings like this have been an interest to environment and environmental science in a number of countries who are trying to understand the complexities of how changes in habitat affect the species in it.